6 of the...
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Here's Richie James on the return. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Richie James on the return. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Griffin eluding the... And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
But we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And this is going to be back-to-back tackles for a loss here as the Falcons' defense yet again drops him behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Apparently this defense has come to play. A sack and a run stuff behind the line on the first 2 plays.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Now it's Griffin. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And bottom line, when you're the starting QB, what is it?
Get the W.
Get the W.
They did that last week.
Right, you got that done. Wasn't always pretty. There were some great moments. He threw 4 touchdown passes.
But got to eliminate those mistakes.
Got to take care of that because otherwise that can come back and bite him in another ball game.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and...
They'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
First down,
the goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. The numbers for him from a week ago, 21 carries, 83 yards.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out pretty well.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
Malik Jackson on the stop. A gain of 4. And it's 3rd.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
Let's give credit to the defense. They got plenty of bodies to the point of attack and stuffed the run. But I just wonder if the offensive line let down a little bit, knowing that the big guy was getting the ball, and they just expected him to pick up a first.
Field goal forthcoming for Stephen Hauschka. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
The tackle made.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
To throw is RG3. On the move to his left. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
It's there on the tackle. That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and
from the gun, it's Griffin. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 4.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So pin that one on the rookie right tackle.
Remember those days when the right side was simply the run-blocking side? Now you're dealing with some of the better pass rushers in the league. It'll make you a little jittery.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Fighting his way through contact. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a 2nd drive, no 1st down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
And he stopped immediately there.
Ball carried by number
no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Griffin, he's going to take off with it. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. Now a handoff looking right. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Right back to him on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. Here's Griffin. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. No gain at all on the play there, and that brings up 4th.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now a handoff here to his running back.
The running back on
some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Nothing.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
What's your thoughts on
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough task here, though. 3rd and long. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Malik Jackson able to record his 5th sack of the season. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about him.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And they run the option here on 1st and 10. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
37-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and
from the shotgun, Griffin. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Taken down.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, Griffin. Goes for a right side here, complete. And he will have the Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
Yard line.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Griffin. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And able to find Graham, complete. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. First target, first catch, and a first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. And to give this time to the tailback. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And this time he is in. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he returns this to the 22.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And he'll give it here to his running back. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. The Falcons on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
It's a gain of 4. And
out of the gun. They'll look to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here's Jackson to return. So call that a 56-yard punt with a return of about 11. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
The Falcons ready to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays for one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A perfect example right there, Charles, of why they love this rookie runner.
And think about how the NFL and the college games are meshing together more and more. You don't have to go to the NFL and learn a new set of skills. What you did in college often makes you ready for the NFL.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's taken down inside the 30. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
23-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Gallman will run it. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Falcons on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Man, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up...
And they'll try to run the option here. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
18-yard line.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. This will be caught inside the 10. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
6.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the second quarter.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
The throw to the middle taken in, and they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First and 10 at the
now Griffin. And he finds his tight end, Graham. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. To throw again is Griffin. They'll roll him out right. And he's now look out. Griffin hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And the Falcons grab it. And they are going to set him sharp at the 40-yard line. You think about it, Charles, this is not a quarterback that's used to running the football a lot, and that time he was loose with it, had it knocked free.
He always has to think to himself that there's always going to be traffic around because of what you just said. Not that elusive, not going to get into the open field very often. Remember, he's not Lamar Jackson, not Michael Vick back in the day. Always has to protect the football because there's always going to be people around.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
Let's not quibble about the game there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
But it's
they really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This from 54 yards away. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. And they have just about gone to halftime with the Panthers out on top. The Panthers looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Next, we head north to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Dak Prescott has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. 2 touchdown passes there for the former MVP, Matt Ryan. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And I hate to point to that missed field goal from their last drive, but you look at the scoreboard, they would be in the lead if they had that 3.
Well, no doubt those points or those missed points do loom large, but here they're getting a chance for a makeup, aren't they? Almost like my time in school, I was always begging my teachers for a makeup exam. Here's their opportunity now to put those points on the board.
And every point becoming more vital here in the second half. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Ball start, offense.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. A gain of 4. And it's 3rd.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And this will be a Falcons first down as good running gets him to about the 44. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
The pass.
That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
It's 3rd down.
And from the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Here's Jamie Gillen now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They're on top here as they come up on a 1st and 10, trying to make amends for that loss week at the hands of Seattle. From the gun, Griffin. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
2nd and 10 now. Griffin. It's caught outright by Graham. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything.
Now look out, Griffin hit, and he lost the football. It's loose, and the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. But how about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
Now the Falcons will bring the offense back out, and they'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. And that is caught for the 2 points.
Successful and makes the score Falcons 14.
And boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10. At their own.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
McKinnon here, it's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5. At the 20.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Here's Griffin to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Leads to second and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Second and 10, once again, Griffin. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. Operating from the gun, Griffin. Another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off at the 30.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turning over 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
About 3 yards there to the 27.
The ball carrier. He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up second and 7.
On the give, this is their fullback. They find some open field here. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. It's the fullback with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And I want to give the big guys some credit because he deserves it. But where was the defense there? Because he's not a burner.
I think they fooled him big time by handing him the football. It's not normal for him to touch it very often on a running play. I think the defense was just ill-prepared for that eventuality.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's James. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And out now come the Vikings. They're looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily to look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Griffin got a man. That's Rashard Higgins. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
Brought down at the 35-yard line.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Off the option, he'll try and run with it. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
He's going to keep this again. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
The tackle made by Jayon Brown. A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
And to give this time to the tailback. Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield.
That's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Here's Jamie Gillen now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. With it is Jackson. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
Barkley, the ball.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Play action. Now Griffin. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
That certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Play action. It's Griffin. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Complete to DJ Moore. A 6.
He went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
Looking to throw again on second down. Griffin missed to Graham on the short pass. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring him second down.
But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. From the gun, Griffin. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Saquon Barkley, incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they? I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside, but he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Here's 2nd and 8. Incomplete.
The pass, incomplete, intended for his running back. It's 3rd down, and 8 yards to go.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early.
False start, offense.
Oh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. As they're forced to kick for the 6th time today.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On 1st down, Griffin. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. For only a couple. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun, Griffin. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Nice stiff arm.
Underused, but still effective.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
43-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd down.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
At the 42-yard line. A gain of...
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd.
Now Gallman.
At the 39-yard line.
And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. 5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd.
On the ground, it's Gallman again. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He's able to get 6, a nice pickup down to the 21. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
1st down, Atlanta.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
The running back.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons push further out in front. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
Now Hausch going to tack on the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. A 10-play drive that time. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Vikings head out to take over once again. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. They'll throw on 1st down with Griffin. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
2nd and 12 after the 1st down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. From the gun, it's Griffin. Open man is Higgins. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Higgins. That's a gain of 10. Brings up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Now Griffin. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Second and 8. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down at about the length of the football.
It's a gain of 8.
This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean,
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Field goal forthcoming for Stephen Hauschka. This one from 48 yards away. And Hauschka's kick is good. And that will extend the lead out to 24.
Vikings 7.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Return. The Vikings take over first and 10.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Now Griffin on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Brings up second and a yard at the 31-yard line.
Throwing again on second down. Griffin, and he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
First and 10.
Now Griffin. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Once again, Griffin. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
From Falcon territory now, here's first and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing again, Griffin. He'll buy some time right. He'll try and run it. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with second and a yard. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Now fourth down.
They'll try and throw for it with Griffin. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 28, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And the whole... Closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth. They'll try and run for it. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.